Hey everybody, Patty Ann here. Welcome. Hang on just a second. I've got a new thing to tell you about today. Here it is. I'm having a contest. You know how I always say how much I love the Portrait 3? Well, I decided it's time for me to put my money where my mouth is and give you one if you win the contest. How do you enter the contest, you want to know? Well, I'm going to have 5 videos, and each video is going to have a letter or 2 hidden in it. Once you get all of the letters and you unscramble the special word and you email it to me and my team at teampattyanne@gmail.com, you may be the winner. We're going to draw somebody randomly when I get to 40,000 subscribers. So let me tell you, I'm almost at 40,000 subscribers. So I'd love it if you would share this and help me get there. And once we get there, like I said, all you have to do is be subscribed, turn in the scrambled letters, unscramble so they make a word, and enter the drawing. I hope you win. So let's get started with the videos. I can't wait to teach you. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to use the Portrait 3 for every one of these videos that I'm going to take from start to finish. Now, of course, you can use your Cameo machine to do the same thing. And most of this stuff you can do in Silhouette Studio software and use it in your Cricut as well. So anyway, let's get started. Remember to look for the secret hidden letter so that you might win. Okay, here we go, and I'm going to start with this parable set from Dina at DIGI Studios. I'm not affiliated with Dina, but I love the things that she makes. I really, truly do, and she is so kind and helpful. You guys will love her too. But anyway, I'm going to start with this parable set, and we're going to start with the easy one, because as I said, today's video is all about creating an SVG for beginners. Then we're going to go ahead and go into creating SVGs for more intermediate people using this same set. So you may want to grab this set yourself. If you grab it before, I think it's midnight on the 31st, you can get 25% off of it. And I'll have the link for you for that down below. Again, I'm not affiliated. I won't make a cent. I just really like her stuff, and I'm loving helping you learn how to make SVGs out of these or any other pictures that you can find elsewhere. So let's get started. Oh, but before we do, check this out. I love what Dina does on her site. Of course, this one's called Monkey Business. Isn't that cute? But down here, she always has some samples of what can be done with them. Look at Hang in There. And I like this one, Swinging By to Say Hi. Isn't that cute? And I Love You Bunches. And let's see, did I do this? Love You Bunches, hang in there. And lastly, this one, Monkey Business. I'm totally bananas over you. Aren't those super cute? But look, Dina has added offsets to these, and you do not need to buy dies for that. So let's get started. I'm going to show you 2 of the easy things for SVGs first, and then next time we'll go on to some more difficult ones where you'll have to fix things a little bit before you can get them to work. But guess what? It's easy peasy. Just follow what I explain and you'll be well on your way. So let's get started. Okay, as before, I thought I'd start at the very beginning and show you how I download these Digi stamps and get started. I'm going to download a different one just because I've already done the one that we're going to do for today. So here I am at Digi Studios by Dina, and I usually like to come up here to collections, and the ones that are my most favorite are the ones that are called parables, way down here at the bottom. Parables. And the reason why I like the ones called parables is this. Let me click on it and you'll see. In parables, just like when you get a regular stamp, like a rubber stamp or those other clear stamps, you get many pieces to it so that you can put things together to kind of tell a story. So the one that I did is called, I think it's on the second page. Let's see, Monkey Business. I did this one right here. Isn't it cute? Look at it. But I'm going to do a different one today, so I'm just looking really quickly to pick one. I already have this one. It's super cute. The DIGI, the Gossip Chicks. I think it's really cute. And again, you know, you don't have to just use these for cards or for like larger than matte things. You can use these on shirts. You can do vinyl. You can do printable vinyl, all kind of stuff. So that'd be kind of a cute thing to get for spring. Look at some of these berry wishes. I love this one. Looks cute. From the little bunnies. Look how cute. Wouldn't that be cute for Easter to make somebody? Oh, look at that. An Easter shirt. I love it. Let's go back. So I'm going to pause here and I'll find one that I like so you don't have to watch me going through all these. And I'll be right back. Okay, this is the one I picked. It's called Outrageous. I think they're really super cute, these little owls. I just want to show you how to do this. I'm going to purchase it right now. As I said, I'm not affiliated, so I'll purchase it. But I do need you to remember that there is a special going on right now. So I'm going to say check out. And I need to remember the code is December, I think, 25 maybe? Okay, that's it. So December 25 saves you 25%, and that goes through the 31st of this month, 2020. So it changed it from $9 to $6.75. I've got all my details in here, which I have blurred for you guys. And I'm going to use my PayPal, and I'll be right back. Okay, as you can see, it says it's now ready, and it says I'll also receive an email with the download links for my purchase. But I'm going to download it from right here. And since I'm using a Windows machine, you'll notice it comes down here on the lower left-hand corner. I'll just click on that to open it. And it opens like this, and I can double click here, and I really can't use these the way they are yet. They're still zipped up. I need to extract all right here. Extract all. I let it go to the same folder that it suggests, and I have show extracted files when completed checked, so I don't have to go searching for them. So I'll just say extract, and here's my folder with the extracted files. And now I can see exactly what they look like. Here are the terms of use for using these things. And here are all the little files. And then all I need to do in Silhouette is to open it. And let's open a new little window. And I would go to File. And I could just say Open. It opens it right up like this. And then I can open the one up I just did, which is Outrageous Parables. And just choose something here. I'll choose the loving owls like that. So there they are. And that's what I would have to use. But today's lesson is using the other one. So let's get rid of this one. No, I don't want to save it. Let's go back here. These are the ones I'm going to use. And these are from the set that I showed you earlier. So let's scroll in a bit. And maybe a little bit more. All right, there we go. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you how to make these two things into SVGs, okay? The leaf and the banana. Now, I'm just starting with these because they're easier ones because this is for beginners. These guys right here are super adorable, but there's some extra things that we'll have to do to be able to make these into SVGs. But how cute would this be on a shirt, right? For a little kid, or even this. Look at that one. It could be peeking out of a pocket or something like that. Okay, we are going to start with very easy ones. We're going to start with the leaf first because it is the easiest of the easy. The second one, the banana, is going to have you learn to do a little skill that you will love having in your back pocket for when you want to make your own SVGs. So let's start with the easiest of the easy, the leaf. So the first thing we'll do is we'll come up to File and Merge, and that will bring it right into this page. We're going to merge in the banana palm leaf like that. And I can leave it this size if I want to, or maybe make it a little tiny bit smaller. But the point is, right now, the way it is, I cannot color this and have this black line and that kind of thing show no matter how hard I try, if I click on this and come up here, I can make it a solid color, but this certainly is not what I want. I like the detail of the black lines. So I'm going to undo that by clicking the undo button, or I can click on Control, the key Control, and the letter Z as in zebra on my keyboard and go back. That's the undo shortcut with your keyboard. So what you need to do first is to trace this to make this into an SVG. So the first thing you'll want to do, number one, come over here to the butterfly or the piece of toast, whatever you think it looks like. Click on the trace panel. So that's number one. Click on the trace panel to open it up. If you're taking notes, stop, write that down. Number one, click on the trace panel. Number two, click on Select Trace Area. That's your number two step. Pause if you're taking notes and write that down. Number three, draw a box around your image. You hold down your mouse key, as you know, and you just draw a box around it. Now, this is number three, drawing the box around your object. Let's pretend like you didn't do a very good job of it. It's not a problem. You don't have to start again. Just get these little boxes on the corners or in the center. See how my mouse changes from a hand when I get to one of those boxes to a double-headed arrow? That's when I can pull it out to make it as large as I needed it. Now for these very easy ones, the next step will just be clicking on the word trace. And that's done. So all I'll do now is I'll move the original out by holding down my mouse key and just dragging it out. And I'll be left with this one that's made out of red lines, which is exactly what I want. So the next thing I'll do is I'll just click on my traced image. Then I'm going to come up here to the upper left-hand corner to this little color fill area. Right now it has cross hatches in it, which show that it's transparent. And you know this thing is transparent because look, you can see right through it as if it were a ghost. I'm going to come up here to this transparent area, and I'm going to change the color to something I know I'm not going to use in the leaf, and a very, very light color. So it's going to be one of these colors down here on the bottom that I'm going to use. And I usually use maybe the purple or this green. I think I'll just try the purple this time. Click on that, but I have to have this selected before that will work. So select your object, then come up here and select a color. And there we go. You can barely tell, but if I scroll in, you'll be able to see the purple. You see that now? Okay, scroll back out. Now after I do that, I still can't select parts of this leaf to change its color. I need to do another important step, and that is this. After you've changed this color by coming to this swatch, you're going to come up here to where it says Object. Click on that. On this drop-down menu, you'll click on Release Compound Path. Okay, you don't really need to know what that means right now. All you need to know, that's one of the important steps that you have to do. When you click on that, you won't be able to tell as easily in the leaf, but when we do the banana next, you'll see more clearly what happens. When I release the compound path, that puts boxes around everything that makes up the leaf. So I'm going to say release compound path. It's going to make boxes, and it's also going to color them in with that same color I chose earlier. So there it is. It's all purpley now. So now if I click off and click back on, I can select just the leafy part, or I can select just the background part. I can select the two pieces that make up the leaf. This is how you make the SVG. If I wanted to cut this out of construction paper or cardstock, I could have it out of two colors. I could make the leaf any color I want. Let's say I want a red leaf. Make the leaf red, and maybe make the backing that it's on green. I can do anything I want, right? So what this means is I now have two pieces. I've made it into an SVG that's going to cut, okay? Just like that. So I can hit the undo button and put it exactly back. There we go. I'll just leave it red like that. Christmassy colors, even though Christmas is over. So let's see, if I want to go ahead and cut this with my silhouette, all I would do is come up here to send. And it's not turned on right now, so it may not show up perfectly. But I would probably cut it by fill color. And you see here are the two colors that I have. So what I could do is I could actually put this one over here, click on this one. This is the green, and I'm going to cut it first. I would uncheck this. Send this to my machine and let it cut. Then I would move this off the mat. That's the way I do it anyway. I have the things I'm going to cut on the left. As they're being cut, they're on the mat, and when they're done being cut, I move them to the right. So this one would be next. I would uncheck the green because he's done. Then I would check the red because that's what's going to be cut. Notice what's happening here though. I don't have it far enough in. These red lines show where the cuts will be. Look what's happening to this part of the leaf. So I'd want to move it over more. But anyway, let's go back here to design. Let's hit Control Z and move everything back where it was. There we go. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to delete this one so it doesn't confuse my Cricut machine, right? And I'm going to go ahead and group both of these. And then I'm going to send these over to Cricut in case you're making your SVG for your Cricut machine. So you'll need the business edition to do this. You will not be able to save your file you just created as an SVG for Cricut unless you have the business edition of this software. And it's on sale at a terrific price right now. I have a link for it down below this video. I hope you use my link. I get a small commission from it. But anyway, let's go and let me show you what we'll do next. I'll go to File, Save Selection. Let me select this. File, Save Selection to my hard drive. And I'm going to name it Leaf 2, because I've already done this before. Leaf 2. And as I said, I'm going to save it as an SVG. I won't be able to do that unless I have the business edition. I won't have all of these options. You can play with the free version and see if you like the software. But if you want to save it for Cricut, you'll need the business edition. I think it's like $48. When I bought mine, it was $99. But anyway, let's go to SVG and say Save. And I want to save it to my downloads. Okay. Okay. So now I've saved this. Let's open Cricut and let me show you how well it's going to work. We'll go to Upload, Upload an Image, Browse, and I named it Leaf 2. Here it is. You can see that it was a Silhouette Studio file. And you know it's an SVG by hovering over it and see what it says? The type of file is an SVG. So you just double click on that and that opened it right there and say Save. And now I can insert it. And it comes in just like this, 2 layers. I can ungroup them if I want to, just like that. Then I can say Make it, and I've made my own cuttable SVG just like that. Easy peasy. Look how much money you saved if you wanted a bunch of leaves, right? All right, let's cancel this one. And let's go to New and Replace. So we're ready for the next one. So let's go back to Silhouette. And I'm going to go to File and Open because I'm going to open something else this time. I'm going to go to the Monkey Business Parables in there. And I'm going to get the banana. Now, as I said, you're going to learn a little bit more from the banana than what I thought originally we were going to learn, because this has another little step that I know you're going to want to know. So the first thing I would do, again, I want to color this, but I can't until I trace it. So let's begin. Click on it. Step number 1, come over here to the piece of toast or the butterfly, whatever you think it looks like, to open the trace panel. Number 2, click on Select Trace Area. Number 3, draw a box around whatever it is you want to trace. Number 4, simply hit the word Trace. Number 5, remove the original image. I can actually delete that now too if I'd like. And number 6, click on the newly traced image. Come up here to this color swatch area. Change it to a color you won't be using. Let's do a blue this time. Something different. Blue. All right. The next thing, it's a very, very important step because we still can't color things yet. I can't click on individual pieces that make up the banana. I have to come up here to Object and release the compound path. And now's when you're going to be able to see that when I do release the compound path, it puts little boxes around every little piece that makes up that banana or the banana peel. So check it out. Here I go. Release the compound path. Boom. See that? Can you see all those boxes around that banana? Those little boxes around each part are going to allow me to color them. So I'm going to click off and then click back on individually. So here we go. Maybe I want to actually color the fruit. And I can come up here and I'll color it pale yellow. Okay. And then maybe I want to do the peel. So I'm going to do this. And maybe come up here and make it a darker yellow. Okay. Or maybe a little darker than that even. Now eventually you'll be able, if you're doing a print then cut, you'll be able to change the colors over here, but that's for another lesson. This is how to make SVGs for beginners. So we're going to change this part of the peel into that same color, come up here, and the last color that we chose is the very top one on the left. So I could just click there. If I want to click this, get that exact same color right there. Click here, the same color, and I can click here. And I think we learned in the last class that if you didn't remember what color you used and you'd used a whole ton since here and you wanted to just change the color of this one to that exact color, you can click on this part. Okay, I want to change this part. I want to transfer the properties of this part into this part of the peel. So the way we do that is click on what you want to change, come way over here to this eyedropper. This is the transfer properties of a shape to another selected shape. So here's the shape. We want to transfer the properties of this shape into it. Bing, done, just like that. All right, now this part, let's say we want to make this a little bit of a shadow. So let's click on this and come up here and maybe make it a brown color like that. All right. Now what I could do now is I could just grab this whole thing and group it back together. And it's really good like that. I could make the outermost part all brown if I want to, like a dark brown. Whoops, not with it grouped. I want to ungroup it first. So with it ungrouped, I can check this outermost part and change it all to a dark brown if I'd like. Okay, and that's pretty cool. I think that looks really, really nice. But check out this thing. I don't want that blue piece in there. So let's go back again to where we were. Here's where we were before we changed the outermost part. And this is where it might be easier for you to understand what I'm doing. There's this blue shape right here, right? We don't want this blue shape in our image. We want that subtracted out. And we want it subtracted out of this part, that shape, out of this part, so we can see the background behind it. So as if this is a piece of banana peel that's just kind of flopping like this, and we see the background behind it. In order to have an opening here, we need to subtract this shape out of that. So I'm going to hit the Control-Z to get it back where I want it. So here's the shape you want to cut out or subtract out. Imagine it's like a cookie cutter. And where's the dough? What is the dough that's exactly right behind this? It's the rest of that bluish color, right? So I have this selected. Hold down my Shift key. Select that bluish color that's right behind it. Click. I have two things selected. This shape and the dough or the blue color right behind it. Now all I have to do is come way over here to this little icon on the right that's a rectangle and a circle. When I click on that, that opens the Modify panel. I'm going to open that panel. And what did I say I wanted to do? I want to subtract that part out. I want that cookie dough out of there. I want to subtract it right out. So I'm going to click on the word subtract. And that subtracted that cookie dough perfectly right out of there. So let's finish up. I'm going to go ahead and click on the outside edge of this. I know I got the outside edge because the outermost edge is that light blue And look what color I have up here. So I can change that light blue to maybe a dark brown like that. Ah, beautiful. Look at that banana you just made. So now I can grab it all so it's all hooked together kind of, and group it if I want to, group it for a minute, and bring it up here and you'll see, yep, look at that. Look how you can see through that banana now. That's perfect. What a nice SVG. Now, there's one more thing. This is perfect like this for silhouette. We can go to send, and we can go by fill color, and we can like undo some of these. And actually what we could do is put the whole thing off of here and then just drag. I need to ungroup it. Then I can drag one piece over at a time and select that color to cut. And then I can move that off to the edge when I'm done. Then I can bring these darker colors over if I want to, like this, and put them however I want them so that I use up less space of my vinyl, if that's what I'm using, or my cardstock. Okay, and then I can cut all of these by clicking this and ungrouping this, cut these, and when they're done, move them off and do the same thing with the dark brown and then the lighter brown piece. Another thing I could have done, let's see, I Control Z, put these all back, hitting Control Z until they're all back. Okay, now with this, whoopsie, undo. What I can do also is this. I can, with this thing right here on this mat, I can come up here, and I really highly recommend you do this for whatever machine you're using, basically. You'll need to use this for your Cricut, though, to make it more manageable over there. Come up to this little painter's palette right here. When you hover over it, you'll notice it says Select by Color. That's what you want to do, Select by Color. When you click on that, look over here what pops up. It says Select by Color. You want it to be by fill color, okay? Then you get all these fill colors right here. So we're going to go through here and click on these. So the first one I clicked on was the dark brown, and I'm going to come up here to Object, and I'm going to make it a compound path if that's available to me. In this case, it isn't, because this brown is just, oh, that brown, where is it? How do I get that brown? Let's see. Well, the brown color here is just one separate color all by itself, one piece, okay? And this piece right here is just one piece by itself. But when I click on this yellow, look what it does when I'm doing the Select by Color. It puts boxes around every one of these colors. Right now, I can move them individually like this. However, if I go like this, select them all, and come up here and say Object, make it a compound path. Now when I try to click just one, it won't let me. It has them all grouped together like that. This one is just one piece, so it's going to be like that just fine. So this is the way it's going to go to Cricut. And of course, if we go to make this with our silhouette, I don't have them particularly well placed here, but that doesn't really matter because I can go over here. And now I can go to Send, and again I'm sending by fill color. So if I want to, I can bring this over first. So I unclick this, cut that piece, and move it off. I could start at the top if I'd want to. There's the darkest piece, cut that. When it's done, take it off. Now look at this, how the yellow all comes together. This is this yellow. You can see when I click on it, it puts little highlights around it for cutting. Move it over, and the same with this. But my point is, the best thing about this is for Cricut Design Space, because if you took this over to Cricut Design Space without converting to path, all the similar colors, you'd have a whole bunch of layers over there. In other words, you'd have one big brown layer, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 layers instead of 4. So let me show you the 4 that you're going to get right now. If we go to File, and we'll select these, File, Save Selection, save it to the hard drive, and I'm going to save it as an SVG. So now we're going to open it in Cricut, upload an image, browse, and there it is, Banana 2. And it comes in just like this, save, and I can insert it. So I've made another beautiful SVG. I can resize it to whatever size I like. If I say make it, it's going to put 4 different mats with the 4 different colored items. So there's the backing, this part, that, and that. See how these are all placed together like this? So if we didn't do what I said over there in Cricut Design Space, or in Silhouette, let me show you one more thing. I'll go File, Merge. This will be a quick go over again. File and Merge. Monkey Business Parables. Monkey Business. Banana. Here he is. So the first thing I'll do is I'll trace. Select the trace area. Trace. Click on the word trace. Remove. Change this to a color I'm not going to use. Come up here to Object. Release the compound path. Color each of these things individually. I'm going to hold down my Shift key this time. Click on this, Shift, and grab all these other things that I'm going to make the same color, and just come over here and make them the same color at one time, like that. I'll make this one a brown like I did before, and I'll change the whole thing to brown, dark brown like that. One more thing we need to do, right? Get rid of this. Now what I'm going to have to cut it out of is the brown part behind it. See that? So I changed this up just a little tiny bit. So I'm going to hit Control Z to put it back exactly where it was. Okay, so I'm going to click. Let's get close so you can see. Click on this. What do we want to cut it out of? The dough that's directly behind it. The dough is this dark brown. Click on it. Come over here to the Modify panel and say Subtract. And now it's gone. All right, so let's go back. Okay, we can get rid of this one. And let's say we forget to do this where we select by color and do what I showed you to do a moment ago. You can replay the video to see that part. Let's pretend I forget to do that part. I'll go ahead and grab all this so it's all selected. Go to File, Save Selection, saved it to the hard drive. I'll name this one Banana 3 so we'll know the difference. And I'll save it again as an SVG, and I'm going to save it to my downloads. What I want to show you the difference is how many little layers you're going to get. Now, if I had a word here, each of the letters would be on a layer. So I'm going to go to Cricut, go to Upload, Upload an image, Browse, Banana 3, Open. Okay, looks great. Save and insert it. Okay, so there aren't that many layers to this piece, but you can see how many layers this is. Now, if I was making this out of vinyl or wanting to put this on a shirt or something like that, and I said to make it, watch what's going to happen to the colors. So we have the brown banana, we have that little brown piece, we have all the yellows, but they're nowhere near where they're supposed to be, and then that piece. So it just makes it a whole heck of a lot easier if over there in Silhouette, when you're making your SVGs, you remember to find them by color and go ahead and go to Object, Make Compound Path. Some people say, well, can't you just go ahead and weld these here? Yes, you can, but I'll tell you what, sometimes if you don't do it, in order over there in Silhouette, you'll have so many layers here, it will be hard. So I would suggest that you learn to do it over there and not have to go through all of these and try to find which ones for sure you want and weld them. But you could do it like that if worse came to worse. So that's how easy it is to create SVGs, simple SVGs in Silhouette. This next time now, I'm going to show you how to do this. Open. I'm going to use the same set, and I'm going to bring in a couple of these monkeys. This one, let's merge in another one just to show you two. This guy, okay? So I'm going to show you how to make these into SVGs because maybe you want to put these onto somebody's shirt, or you want to cut this out of cardstock, different colors, and make it way larger than matte for a party, or this would be actually cute on a kid's wall, I think, out of vinyl. But anyway, this will not be easy to color if you're wanting to color it yourself here in Silhouette. Also, one other thing I'll show you next time too is how easy it is to put an offset around these if you do want to use them in something as a card or if you just want to cut them out of cardstock and have a nice offset around them. So I hope you like my video, and I hope you got both letters today. So right now you should have 3 letters of our word to unscramble. There'll be what, 1, 2, 3 more videos where you'll get letters. And once you unscramble them, send your response to teampattyanne@gmail.com to be in the drawing for a brand new Portrait 3. That's what I use, Portrait 3s. Thanks again for joining me. Best of luck in the contest. See you all again soon. Bye-bye.